Hi everyone, and welcome to Our Sky, Our Story, where we combine astronomy and astrology together. We basically use our visible sky to interpret the astrology instead of the circle chart. So there are like videos down below which explains more as like why I choose the sky. It's a bit more logical in my head, but anyway, welcome. For those who don't know, my name is Kelita Sahliah, and I'm Sahliah. And I'm a mother, and I also dabble in crypto. So feel free to check out my crypto angles podcast that comes out every Sunday. But welcome everyone. I wanted to say I'm super proud of myself because it's almost been 1 year. It's almost been 1 year since I started all of this. We've grown, we've adapted, and we've still got much growth to go. But because the 23rd of October would reach 1 year since I've done my first video, I'm having a giveaway. So I'm having a 1 year giveaway, and it will be announced. The winner will be announced on the same cycle where it's been like the exact year. Basically, I'm removing this word. If you can look down here, it's coming out of my vocabulary, and that's what it's now going to be called. So even you'd notice the thumbnails, I'm changing that on there too. I'm doing my best, okay, to play my part in this transformation that's happening within the collective right now. But anyway, I'm doing a giveaway of my calendar and a free reading. Because those who don't know, obviously I do follow the sky, but don't believe me, you can grab a calendar if you'd like, or enter the giveaway and win it. It's perfect for beginners because it has all of the elements, all of the symbology at the back, and it explains everything. So I am giving away a calendar and a reading. So yes, so if you don't know, I offer birth chart readings. I've done an example for Bitcoin and XRP, and Ethereum will be coming out soon. So I'm giving away a calendar and a free reading. So for 2 lucky winners, basically. And how to enter, I would like you to comment with your sun sign emoji, as well as what you'd like to win. So either the calendar or a reading, and followed by, you must also like this video and follow me on one of my socials. So all my socials is Kelita Sahliah. There's links down below underneath this video. So either TikTok, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Not my personal Facebook, just my Facebook page. Okay, I'm a little loopy on my standard Facebook, so just follow the page so I can see that you've actually followed me. Okay, and just let me know where you followed me to. So that's your emoji. Oh dear, careful. That's your sun sign emoji. Where you followed me, comment where you followed me, as well as liking this video, and let me know what you would like to win, the calendar or a free birth chart reading. So anyway, let's get into this video. So for those who don't know, the order of my videos usually goes, we go through the numerology at the beginning of a month, then we'll touch on the transits that's happening this month, then the moon transits that's happening. We then clarify with tarot clarity, and then we come back to the present moment, because the present is all that matters. So with that being said, let's get into the numerology. Let's get into the numerology, and those who would like to join me in changing our speech, our vocabulary, you're more than welcome to use this word with me, okay? You are more than welcome, because speech says a lot. I'm actually going to do like a more of a video on just some words, because it's like it wasn't put here for no reason. Like we live we live in a cyclical nature. So why is it when it comes to the 7-day cycle, we're told it's this, if the purpose wasn't to thoroughly ingrain within our minds to get us weaker and weaker cycle after cycle? You know what I'm saying? Our cells are meant to regenerate constantly. We're literally meant to regenerate but we wither away and die. Like we get dehydrated, shrivel up, go wrinkly, because we're dehydrated and we're getting weaker, you know. And I feel it's our language. So if you're willing to join me, if you'd like, obviously it's your reality, your choice, you don't have to. But anyway, let's get into the numerology. So the numerology of this month. If those who don't know, I go through 3 versions of numerology. Okay, so if you are new, I'll show you how to add it up, but I go through the Gregorian. So I just write it as Greg because Greg, that's the Gregorian. Oh my days. We then have the original. I'm calling it original, RIORIG, orig. Okay, and then we've got 13 moons. So I'm just putting 13 moon. Okay, because we've got the Gregorian calendar, which is just nonsense anyway. Then we've got the original, which is, oh, these children just argue. We've got the original, which is starting as March being the first month, and then we have the 13 moon cycles. So, and I'm kind of contemplating whether to literally stick with the moon, so with this one, but we are pretty close to it. We're pretty close because we have a full moon. Where is it? Full moon. We have a full moon right here. Yes. Whereas like it enters the next cycle kind of about like the 27th of October. Yeah, it enters the next moon cycle. So we'll see anyway. Like it basically goes a little bit ahead of the end or beginning of every month, if you know what I'm saying. But let's get into this anyway. So to add it up, for the numerology, we write the month, which is October, plus the 223 year. Okay, so 223, which equals 8. Okay, so we've got an 8. And then in the original, because it's not the 10th month, we're in what month? October. That's 8, you know. So that's why it's just nonsense. But anyway, so we add it up this way, plus 2, 2, 3, and then that equals, we're getting a 15, 6. Now I write it like this because it shows us more. Okay, throughout the numerology it shows us more if it equals that. And then with the 13 moons, we are on the 7th moon cycle, which you can imagine this then equals 14, 5. If you have been following me, we have had these come up before. Like it just comes up and it trickles down. So we're going to breathe through the numbers. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so forgive me, I've had to pause several times to sort out my children, but we've had these a couple times before. It's kind of like the numbers trickle down. Of course, we're eventually going to get the 8 in the 13 moon cycle. And yeah, so what is this telling me anyway? As I says, I'm going to need you to breathe in and breathe out with me for this, because all of these energies are impactful, but I'll say this one's probably the least impactful. However, it's kind of like the world stage, so pay attention to what's happening on the world stage. So anyway, before I get distracted again, on the basis level, we're getting 14, 5 coming up. So the ones generally represent new support and new structure, leadership to like assertiveness. So that is 1. 4 represents building, time, law and order, so structure and building. And also, like my mentor mentioned, which I kind of like, because it is like building that structure, it's kind of like you get a peep into the new reality you're ready to step into. With number 4, it represents time. Okay. And 5 is all about change. So if you were with me on the last month talking about the numerology for September, this was a 13-4, and that was a karmic number. I feel all of these are karmic numbers. So energetically as a collective, we are breaking through karmic patterns right now. But it was like the first one had to do with I'm sure it was like communication, just energetically we're breaking through barriers, and it's like now when going to see the change coming in the physical reality, because 5 represents change and connection. I see 5 as like being the 5th dimension. You know, many people talk about going over to 5D, etc., etc. It's not a physical place, it's a state of being within your mind, and it recognizes the connection of all. That is all the 5D is. Okay. So 5 represents change, and you can see that in its figure. It's like it's got masculine and feminine qualities to it, because it's got the masculine line, just line like that, and then the feminine like change. So it's all in the symbology too. Do I have a tissue to wipe this off? Shall I just use my hand? Anyway, so what I'm seeing is basically this month we're noticing change, literally actual physical change within our reality. Maybe small, maybe big, but whatever these karmic energies we're generally breaking through, whatever we've been working on, we are noticing more of the change, the results of it. Because last month I was talking about, throughout September, it's more about putting in, it was a 13-4, so that creativity to build, you see, and what we were building, the work we were putting in, we are going to notice the change of that. All right, so now moving on to this one, again we've got that 15. So on like a core level, change is happening again with the 5, a new structure within change basically. And then 6 represents the material, so like that birthing potential, the pregnant lady. Our reality is literally just 3. Why is this pen not working so much now? 3, 6, 9. Basically the 9 is from the top, the 9 is the ether, the 6 is the material, and the 3 is the coil that connects the two together. So that is the 6. So it's basically all about the material. So on a base level, there's change happening within the material. Okay, this new structure and this change is happening in the materials. That's why I'm seeing we will see noticeable change. This number, was this number last month? I don't know, but it's like this number has popped up before in the Gregorian, so it would have been, no, it was for August. It popped up in the Gregorian, so it's kind of like the illusion, the hologram, the world stage was trying to say, yeah, change, but it just wasn't quite there yet, not in nature. So I'm seeing actual change affecting a restructuring our material reality, like change, what we've been working on is being birthed in the material reality within October. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. These 2 are the most important, to be honest with you. It's the most important. I don't understand what's happening with this pen no more, because I was using the purple, wasn't I? See, purple, crown chakra. If you don't know, purple's my favorite color. But anyway, change is happening within the material from what you've been working on and building on within your time. Okay, change is happening this month. With the 8 represents a toroidal field. It represents the toroidal field. It represents wealth. It represents drastic change. So we're going to jump ahead in the future for a little bit. This is going to come up in December. Yeah. So December numerology, this will appear here. So, will it? Yes, it will. Des 10. Yeah. So in December, and we're jumping ahead of time, you most likely are going to like 8. It represents like wealth, because you experience the extreme like poverty, and then you flip it up to experience the opposite side. Okay, so that is 8. That's coming in December, people. So as I says, change is happening now within the material, and this accumulation will just kind of build up, and it will just be noticeably different in December. So I don't want to spend too much time on the Gregorian time, because it's just not there energetically. It's what the world stage is saying that it is, but this energy is just not here yet. The energies that are actually here are from a nature perspective, and because we're looking at nature, our sky, our story, it's change. What we've worked on is being birthed in October. So your work hasn't gone in vain. All right. So I'll just say that. I definitely needed to say that. But moving on to, it took 16 minutes. Oh gosh. Moving on to the transits that's happening this cycle. So the first transit we have Mercury moving into Virgo. Yep, so it's moving from Leo, the lion, into Virgo. And that's the only transit that is happening. We'll get onto the moon transits afterwards. But what is this telling me with Mercury going into Virgo? So Mercury is happy in Virgo for because Mercury fuels Virgo. So Mercury is based all on our energetic exchange. It rules our fuels, not rules. I'm changing my whole language. You know, with a mainstream astrology, it's a lot about it rules it does that, it does. But I say it fuels it instead of rule. So I'm switching a lot of things up. But anyway, Mercury is your thought process, is what you think to yourself. It could even be your body. It's the way your body will communicate if your body is in any form of dis-ease as well. And then also it's communication between you and another being, you and anything, and money. So Mercury is Hermes, the god, the winged god with wings on its feet. So it's based off air, it's based off quickness, it's based off sending messages. That does cover money. It covers coins, it covers IOU paper money, it covers digital money, it covers CBDCs and cryptocurrency. So make sure you check out my Crypto Angles podcast Sunday. It's gonna be an interesting one. But anyway, that is Mercury, and Mercury is chilling in Virgo from the 1st of October, and it's happy in Virgo. So Virgo is known as the maiden, and she can be very like analytical, critical, pays attention to all the details. Yeah, basically, but this is because she's known as the maiden, and ultimately Virgo wants to know she's giving her love and giving herself in the best way she possibly can. So that's why she can be a bit judgmental, critical, because it's just like, how am I going to exchange my energy? I want to give myself, but it has to be in the best way possible. So I'll look at every angle, I will look at every detail to make sure I am giving myself and exchanging my energy, that energy exchange, in the best way possible. You can tell I'm more in my flow. My children aren't distracting me anymore. But that is basically Mercury and Virgo. So this energy exchange and how we are ready to fully exchange our energy is going to be heightened. We are only really going to want to exchange our energy with others and exchange our monetary others once we've thoroughly looked at all the details and thoroughly like decided within ourselves, yes, this is how I'm going to do it. So I did mention a couple videos back that Virgo season is basically, it's time to be real. What's coming in with Virgo season is going to be real, because Virgo is being amplified now. We've got Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, we have Mars in Virgo, and we have our Sun in Virgo. Okay, now along with obviously Mercury entering Virgo as well. So our ego is attracting these Virgo experiences to us, these experiences where the hologram will either present the opportunity for you to, where you have to pay attention to the details. It's like, okay, how are you going to do this, etc., etc. So if you've been thinking a lot of like, oh my days, I want to do this but didn't know how, these answers may be coming through now. Okay, especially as Mercury, how we're ready to thoroughly exchange our energy. The Sun will draw these experiences to us. Mars is our drive and our passion to kind of get us up and get us moving in that direction. Okay, so to get us moving in this Virgo energy, for us to exchange our energy in that way. And then as we're exchanging our energy in that way, our ego is just attracting more of these experiences. And Black Moon Lilith is there in Virgo, so that's telling me as well there may be some suppression around that. So yeah, say some suppression, but it's about breaking through that resistance and using it as a support, basically, to say, no, this is how I'm actually going to exchange my energy and give of myself. So and yeah, but let's focus just on Mercury. So it is all about that energetic exchange, how we want to communicate and give ourselves, give our energy. We're going to be very thorough. We're going to be looking at stuff. And yeah, basically, if we don't want to engage in it, if it doesn't support us, we're just not really going to exchange in it. We're just not. Yeah. Yes, so Mercury is going to be in Virgo until it enters Libra on the 27th, on the next moon cycle. Yeah, so basically, how we're ready to exchange our energy, I'll leave that there. How we're ready to truly exchange our energy is going to be amplified. I said, if you are in that process or feel naturally inclined to, you've got more of the energy to like, okay, you know, to do all the tedious tasks, to pay attention to the details, to like mark up, you know, all the tedious tasks, that the repetitive tasks, etc., etc. I'd say just utilize this Virgo energy that comes up, because you're just naturally more inclined to do it. You may just feel a bit more flow to do it, whereas before, whatever tedious task could have just come across as just like, oh my days, that's just too long. Like, it's just long. So if you are feeling naturally to do that before it enters Libra, to create balance in the work that you've done, then trust yourself, you know, definitely trust yourself. But let's move on to the moon and then the tarot and see how the moon could be impacting this Virgo energy. So on the 2nd, we start off with our moon in Aries on the 1st of October. We then move on the 2nd into, it moves pretty quick, but it moves into Taurus late. So we have a Taurus moon on the 2nd. It is pretty late in the day. So on the 2nd, probably about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Let me just write that, 10 p.m. GMT. So on the 2nd, bulk of the day, Monday, moon day, it is still going to be in Aries. So keep that in mind. On the 5th, we enter a Gemini moon. And then on the 7th, in the evening, we move from Gemini and we touch base in Cancer. So what is this telling me? So, the moon is the mover of our emotions. The moon gets our emotions, our energy, our emotions moving, our energy in motion. This then causes us to take action in certain ways, our emotion, which then allows the sun, ego, to attract these experiences to us from the actions we've taken from our emotions. Okay, so that's how the sun and the moon work. They are each other's opposites, so they work like that. And basically our energy, we're going through a whole, what are we going through? We're going through our Cetus watery dip, Pisces and Cetus, at the end of September. So it makes sense going into Aries now. We've alchemized our emotions and we've been birthed through the waters. Okay, ready to start like our fire, our flame, our passion, based on our emotions. It's going to be interesting to know, has anything come up for you lot? Past experiences, has past experiences come up where your emotions were brought up again for you to, you know, going through the Cetus watery dip and Pisces, which is happening from tonight into the rest of the cycle. But has something come up, a past situation that got your emotions moving, where you had to kind of alchemize, it basically? There you go, boobs. Where you've probably had to rethink something and just like, nah, I can't really do this, or nah, like this situation, I can't go back to that, or, you know, just truly moving forward with your emotions, because Pisces is that level up. We're getting birthed through the water. So it's going to be interesting. If that has come up for you, just say, I don't know, just drop a Pisces emoji. Just the Pisces emoji, though. Don't get confused with the giveaway that's happening. Remember, people, there's a giveaway. My 1 year giveaway. So anyway, our emotions are moving us at the beginning of the month on Sunday in this new fresh way, in this new fresh energy. Probably like, you know, a bit more. Aries is it can be a bit more childish in nature, a bit more just optimistic, because it hasn't experienced all of the fuckery of the other luminaries. So it's just like, yes, I'm ready to go, you know, whereas by the time it gets to Pisces, it's just like, whoa. Whoa. But yeah, so your emotions may be moving at the beginning of October in this new fresh way, like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to do this in this way, a bit more optimistic maybe about your ventures instead of defeated, especially if you've been feeling defeated, whether that's in relationships, within business, within work, whichever, but you may be a bit more feeling fresh and optimistic, which, yeah, a bit more fresh and optimistic. So then your emotions are moving you in this new way, which will then like, you'll be more inclined to be like, oh, okay, all of this Virgo energy, if you know what I'm saying. Like, yes, I now know how I'm going to exchange my energy with all the Virgo energy coming up. You now know how you're going to exchange your energy, so you may feel more excited about it. And then moving on to Taurus, as it touches on Taurus on the 2nd. Yeah, the end of the day on the 2nd, so from there to the 3rd. Our emotions may be moving us more towards on our new toroidal field, because I see Taurus as the toroidal field. Okay, it's like, yeah, it's basically after you've got your passion ignited and you're fresh, it's like, yep, this is how you're going to do it. You enter a whole new toroidal field. So it goes like this. Got the Taurus, but then it's kind of like its own toroidal field. Okay, the Taurus, and because it is the toroidal field, it's our Merkaba basically. So it's what we're attracting in our new toroidal field. So because we're attracting it, this is why it is the material, this is why it covers the 5 senses, etc., etc., because it's the new toroidal field. So after our emotions have moved us in this new fresh way on how we would like to exchange our energy, how we'd like to give ourselves and give our love, which is us, literally how we'd like to give ourselves, we enter into this new toroidal field, and that's how it's going to happen. Okay, so we will give it, we'll get in like glimpses of when Mars entered Virgo, when Lilith entered Virgo, and the sun, how we entered Virgo, on how we truly want to give ourselves. We're getting ideas about our business, your work, the direction you'd like to go in, how you'd like to be in your family, for example. And now your emotions will be moving you in a way, because we're having this Cetus watery Pisces dip. Your emotions will be moving you in a way. Now your energy will be in motion in a way to have these exchanges that has been kind of just like slowly being planted, or has slowly been weaved into your reality. Like the idea now, this cycle, it's entering within your toroidal field to do so. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm seeing there with the Taurus moon. And moving on to the Gemini moon now, as it moves into Gemini on the 5th. Gemini, again, it's this energetic exchange, it's communication. So our emotions, and what are we? We're moving from a full moon, obviously, into a third quarter moon. Okay, so this is a third quarter moon, if you can't see, just right there. So just keep that in mind. I'm just typing 3Q moon. All right, so you can kind of trust yourselves to trust your intuition at this time. You can definitely trust your intuition, your feelings, because the moon is still illuminated. So trust yourself. You don't thoroughly need to go on what's more logical at this point. It's just, how do you feel? Okay, so as you know, you're entering this new toroidal field, go with how you naturally feel. And of course, as it goes into, you've entered this new toroidal field, and now this Gemini is energy exchange, it's communication. So within your new toroidal field, now that your emotions have moved you in, it's now being moved on how you are exchanging your energy. Okay, so it's being illuminated again on how you are exchanging your energy. So I'm gonna say, do pay attention to obviously how you feel around about the 5th and the 6th period of this cycle. Pay attention to how you're feeling, because I feel that is kind of like giving you a bit more insight into just the whole Mercury going into Virgo as well, because your emotions will be moving you in a certain way based on energetic exchange, because Mercury fuels Gemini. Okay, and then from how your emotions have moved you from the 5th to the 6th, going into the 7th, and before it enters Cancer, how your emotions have moved you on how you're exchanging your energy, it's then going to move you in a way for you to recognize what is truly important to you. Okay, so your energy, I'm seeing, will now move you. When we're switching here, it is the third quarter moon coming up on the 6th. So basically from Friday, even before it touched base in Cancer, we're moving from like just feelings, emotions, even dreams of like just our intuition on how we would like to exchange our energy, and our emotions are switching towards what is logical. Okay, what is more logical, rational, that makes a bit more sense, just not being moved by just crying or literally just the feeling. It's like, okay, so, and I find this beautiful that is happening during the Gemini moon, because we're going from how we feel, we just want to, this is how I want to get my energy, emotion, and exchange my energy, to more just like, okay, this switch of what's now logical, what's the logical pace on how I should be exchanging my energy with whoever, however, how can I logically do it? So you'll be moving to more, I don't want to say like realistic, because you can kind of do whatever, but just what's more achievable for you and your own reality at that time, basically. And then because we are moving to more logic and reason as the moon goes into Cancer, it's about what truly supports you. It's about how you want to exchange your energy, how your energy is moving in a way that around things that are important to you. So again, it's like you may be oh, that was on there. Yeah, so Cancer is based on home and family. So and it's like it's got that hard exterior shell but that soft inside. So it is a lot about, careful Boopsie. Oh, is it falling? There you go. It is a lot about what is important for you, basically, what supports your home and family, what you want to protect. So this is yeah, it's what you want to protect, what's important to you, and your emotions will be moving you in a logical way, because now it's like something would have been illuminated on how you'd like to exchange your energy, and now it's like, okay, how can I logically, your emotions will be moved based on logic. So if someone's even come in and they're just not supporting this, and it's just like, nah, logically this is just not going to work, or logically it is, you're either gonna let them come in or block people out from your emotions coming around about that time, finishing off the cycle. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there, and my ears are ringing. What is being said? What's being said? Has anyone had ringing in ears constantly, frequency changes constantly? I just have to say, okay, thank you, and then continue. But anyway, let's tap into the tarot. Just have to set the tone there. Just have to set the tone. Right, because of where I'm angled, I do try and like shuffle on the camera, but because of where I'm angled. Right. What's happening this cycle? What is happening this cycle as we get stronger and stronger? Oh, and as I said, stronger. As I said, stronger. What else is happening this cycle? Turn this down a bit, Bubba, because it's right by. It's a little loud.
Mommy,
yes. You can hear it, sweetheart, because I can hear it. What else is happening this cycle with our energy exchange? Knight of Wands. Any more to clarify? The World, Knight of Wands, with how we're ready to exchange our energy that will bring... Oh, got an 8 of Swords. And I forgot to ask, 8 of Swords in reverse. This is what's happening this cycle. And I always forget. Every time it's numerology, I ask as well for the month. So, coming to the month for October, what's happening for October? I'd like to know. So that's this cycle. It's happening October. Oh, are we waiting on something? Oh, wow. Saturn time. Saturn time. As the Greatest Showman plays. Is it loud? What, the cards?
No,
This?
No,
This? Let's turn it down. Yeah. Can you hear the Greatest Showman?
Yeah.
Okay. So a little waiting for this change to be birthed, potentially. Anything else for this month of October? that we need to know of for the collective. This fell out. Look, I don't know which way it fell out, so I'm not actually going to take that one. Okay, anything else for this month? Oh, you came flying out. Tower moment is happening. Change is coming. Okay, change. There's a tower. And anything else to clarify, or is that it? So a little bit of time, a little bit of waiting. I'm seeing, but the world is coming through. And 6 of Wands. So, oh, I've forgotten my book. Hold on one moment. So I've got my book. So what's happening? We'll go with the month first, and then we'll finish with what's happening for the cycle. So the Hanged Man, 12. And the reason why I said we've got time in here, because we literally have a mirror number that's come up here. So I look at everything. When I say everything, I look at everything and I decode everything. But anyway, Neptune is coming up with the Hanged Man. Transition, limbo, paradox, sacrifice may be necessary, bored with life, anticipation of progress, static relationship, oh dear, taking one step back to leap forward, changing priorities, doing the opposite of what is expected. Okay, that resonates with me for the month, because change is coming. Like I was saying, change is coming. So for this change, sacrifices may need to come about. We're generally just waiting on some change happening anyway, but there is a tower there, so I just don't feel it will be too long. But yeah, it's like whatever. And because it is all about energy exchange, as I was saying, going into Mercury, it's about how we're ready to change our exchange our energy, which will transition us in and bring change. Okay. And like I said, it's like, even though I say this one, it's like the baseline is this. We're still building in time to bring about this change and connection, where we may have some connections as well coming up. So, and I just have to show you closer on the camera. Oh, 21. No, 12, 21. Okay, so 21, 12, 12, 21. Both Saturn. That's time. Saturn is time. Things are shifting in our reality. I've done a lot about gematria on my crypto angles, about Saturn and time, and it's Saturn's time now. We're going into Saturn's time. Anyway, the tower. We do know about the tower. 16. Mars. So Mars, again, Mars right now, it's in Virgo. So it's about this energy exchange. There may be a tower moment based on how, like, literally how we're exchanging our energy, and our drive and our passion in order to do that. So sudden change, external disruption, unexpected events or challenges, breakdown of the old, to hold in the new, acceptance that no defense is totally secure, learning to adapt and adjust, chaos all around. So however we're ready to exchange our energy after we've had this Pisces emotional upgrade, however we're ready to exchange our energy is bringing about change. However we have to sacrifice anything and just doing something that's different to the norm, this Hanged Man will bring about this tower moment. It's all about energy exchange here. And of course, Eight of Wands is there. I'll keep my hand there, but we're going on the sixth of Wands. So victory, pride, taking it all in your stride, looking after the number one, which is you, being too arrogant to admit the truth, superiority complex. Okay, so there's victory here. We're just gonna take the victory. Okay, but no, seriously, it's like obviously whatever we kind of have to sacrifice and do, it's all about this energy exchange. A tower moment comes and then victory is there. So we are taking this whole month in our own stride, I guess, and we are focused on the number one, and we have to, I guess, be in this superiority complex because it's all about us right now. We're transforming, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go backwards this way now, as my hand is on the the Knight of Wands, but let's read the Eight of Swords first. The Eight of Swords in reverse. So, so this cycle, so this is all this cycle. This is the whole of October. This cycle is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So that's self-sabotage, powerlessness. Can you see that? Feeling trapped, waiting to be rescued, feeling victimized, floundering in feeling, bound by your illusions. So this is telling me we are not bound by our illusions anymore. We aren't victimizing ourselves. We're not playing the victim this cycle. We're not waiting to be rescued anymore. Has anyone just been waiting to be rescued? I have, to be honest. I've just been like, rescue me. I don't know who. But like, nah, just no. Just no, basically. We won't be feeling powerless this cycle or trapped, and we're not self-sabotaging this cycle neither, so that's lovely to know. And then we've got the Knight of Swords, being self-assured, incisive, frank, impetuous, critical, indiscreet, powerful intellect, analyze the situation, cuts off from feeling. So this makes sense with the whole analyzing the situation anyway, being in Virgo energy, because we want to make sure we are exchanging our energy in the best way possible. You see what I'm saying? So that makes sense, and it's like in doing so, we're not self-sabotaging ourselves this cycle. We won't be feeling powerless, especially if you've been feeling powerless in whichever way. Yes, this is good to know. It's good to know. And then the world card is basically giving you the world. But let's read it. Ruled by oh, you see, the world, Saturn. I can't make this up. 21 equals Saturn in gematria, people. Saturn is time. Excuse me. It's time is shifting. Are you cold? Time. Use this one. Okay, use this one because I'm almost done, love. So basically, completion, fulfillment. Oh, it's not wet. I'm almost finished, love. Okay, so completion, fulfillment, freedom, cosmic love, freedom from fear, feeling at one with the universe, reward for hard work and effort, Saturn, Father Time, celebration of self and others, accomplishing goals, traveling mentally and physically. The world is my oyster. So, yeah, this, I'm seeing the beginning of this cycle then. Literally the beginning of this cycle. We're seeing change happening here. These tower moments, it could come up at the beginning of the month, but it obviously represents the whole month anyway. So, yeah, but best thing is you're just not in illusions. You're not self-sabotaging or victimizing yourself, which from doing so, from being self-assured and just doing what you need to do, brings about this reward. The world is like Saturn, Father Time, is rewarding you, and it's within that reward maybe which brings about this whole tower moment. It brings about you got the opposite of Saturn. It brings about, like, yeah, this tower moment that comes from this Hanged Man energy, and then it's victory overall, because you've just focused on like your self assertiveness. You've just like, nope, this is it. So it brings victory. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing there. That's what I'm seeing. So let's finish off and just come back to the present moment. Right, so let me move you over there. Do you like my little man? His name is Light Being. So anyway, light being light. The present moment, we have right now the moon. By the time you're watching this, the moon right now is actually in Aquarius. So again, that's just giving in nature. Your emotions are moving in a way of like, how am I going to give? How am I going to work on businesses, etc., etc. Forgive me, love. And then of course tomorrow the moon is moving in and having its Pisces and Cetus watery dip. So if you are new watching this, within the sky basically, Pisces, luminaries pass through Pisces, and sometimes it dips down a bit and then goes back up into Pisces, because Cetus just sits just below Pisces. So as I've been saying throughout this whole video, our emotions, our energy motion, how our energy will be moved is literally getting an upgrade. It's getting an upgrade so it can go back around. So it can go back around the zodiac wheel again, and yeah, so it can go back around the zodiac wheel, and our emotions are moved in this new expanded way. But yeah, my intention is that this brought some clarity to somebody somewhere, I don't know. Remember, there is a giveaway, so enter. The details are, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and of course if you don't win in the giveaway, you can always just reach out to me. Oh, this is the last 2 days. Oh, let me come back here. This is the last 2 days. If you've reached to the end, if anyone reaches out to me with a reading by Saturday the 30th, then it is still 50% off. If you come to me after this day, then I'm not sorry, it's full price. So I'm just putting that out there. So let's enjoy the last of September, and let's just have an amazing, transformative October. But with that being said, Angel out. Bye.